I'd like to talk about the Die Hard game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. I have been sitting on this, wanting to talk about this game for almost 34 years now. I've shattered so many relationships in my life over how much I've wanted to talk about this game. My family won't talk to me because when my mother was drowning, I used that time to try to talk about the Die Hard NES game, and they all think that time could have been more wisely spent trying to save her. But now, it's finally time to talk about Die Hard for the Nintendo Entertainment System. First off, this shit is a Christmas game. Understand that. We're not here for any of that Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie mess. Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and this is a Christmas game. There's a fully decorated Christmas tree on the 31st floor. What else do you need? That's it. You could say that's bullshit, but I'm a non-believer. So to a non-believer, Christmas is bullshit. Fun bullshit, but bullshit. It's a bit of a perk of being a non-believer. I could call anything Christmas. Fuck it. Super Mario Bros. 3, that's a Christmas game, right there. Actually, it kind of is. I mean, you're an outsider who comes in and ruins a family. I mean, that's pretty common for most Christmases all around the planet. If that Trans-Siberian Orchestra shit can be called Christmas music, the balls on them to even call it music, let alone Christmas music, then Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and this Die Hard game is a Christmas game. Now, I know the Die Hard game gets a pretty bad rap, and I can understand why. The aiming is kind of shit, which isn't helpful in a game that's nothing but shootouts. Imagine if Mario Kart didn't let you steer all that well. And when it's your very first time playing the game, you will absolutely hate the aiming mechanic, especially when you get to the 33rd floor, the Schießen Finster, shoot the glass floor from the movie. It could also be an extremely unclear game when you're first starting to play it. I never owned or even played the game when it came out. See, I was lying to you about that 34-year need to talk about it. And my mother didn't even die drowning. She passed away like she loved living her life, in the back room of a bingo hall, taking about 7. You know what? That doesn't matter. I didn't own the Die Hard game then. I damn sure don't own a copy of it now, since it would probably be cheaper for me to pay for a colonoscopy out of pocket than it would be to get my hands on the game in the present. It might even be cheaper to tell the doctor, hey, you know what? All the colonoscopies you're doing today, on me. Let's go. So I have no idea how clear or unclear the manual was, but I bet it would have helped. I do know that if you go into this game completely blind, it can be painfully confusing. It would be like talking social issues with a conspiracy theorist. You're bringing reason, logic, facts to the argument, and they're just sitting there going, the government has had a base on Mars since the 1940s. For what? And what does that have to do with what kind of person uses a bathroom? You just don't get it. You and all the sheeple just don't get it. So look up a guide before you play the game. And once you understand how to play the game, it's fun. It's a fun little race against time action game that's also a cool little tribute / love letter to the movie. You can crawl around in the air ducts. There's the Project in Indonesia model. I even geeked out at the Nakatomi logo on the rug there on the 30th floor. They put in the no more table from the movie. John also barefoot. So not only does McClane have a health meter, but he also has a foot health meter. The more your feet get damaged, the slower you walk, which makes the race against time a lot more tricky and difficult. You do find health wraps for John's footsies throughout the game, which might be why the original copy of the game is so expensive. Maybe the foot fetish crew grabbed all the copies and that's why it's super rare to find one now. This is also completely optional, but it's very helpful. As soon as you can in the game, get up to the roof, call the cops, and then you unlock Sergeant Al Powell, who shows up on the scene and will occasionally radio John to tell him what floor some of the bad guys are hiding out in that he can go take care of. It's also optional, but you can unlock the helicopter with Special Agents Johnson and Johnson, no relation, are there shooting at John, and then if you do that, that unlocks the absolute coolest way to get to the 30th floor. The 30th floor is where you'll have your final showdown with Hans. There's even a cutscene of and the quarterback is toast. So yeah, Die Hard for the NES. It's a fun game. It's a good game. Now, it's not worth what these animals are asking for it, but still a darn good time. There's also multiple endings, which is kind of a rarity for games back then. The first time I got to Hans, he and John McClane shot each other to the death during their duel, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna get a generic game over screen. No, there's an actual ending cutscene for that exact scenario playing out. Unlocking the helicopter cutscene also has its own specific ending. If you don't do the helicopter helicopter scene, you'll actually get an ending that's much closer to the movie, where Al Powell pulls out his gun for the first time in ages to kill off Carl. Who knows, there could be a cutscene you could unlock where you get that dickhead reporter Richard Thornburg to threaten Holly's housekeeper with deportation. Shit, maybe there's a way to unlock a mini game where Al Powell accidentally shoots that kid he thought was holding a real gun when it was actually just a laser tag gun. You know, like a duck hunt kind of thing. There may be a special ending you can unlock where Powell goes off to party with Diddy. I mean, I hope not. But if that scene is in there, it's still a Christmas game. Thank you for tuning into my channel. I hope you stay, hope you subscribe, hope you have a wonderful holiday season. And if you get a chance to play this game, do it. Get a guide, give it a shot, come out to the coast. We'll get together, have a few laughs. And to finally settle the is Die Hard a Christmas story debate or not, it is. And Argyle is the one who settles it right at the beginning of the movie. He ends the entire controversy and he wins the argument when he says, "This is Christmas music."